Hey folks, one of the biggest decisions you're going to make in your retirement planning is when to file for Social Security. That decision is going to follow you throughout your retirement, whether it's 10 years or 20 years or 30 years. And that's why it's so important to get it right. What I want to do today is simply go over some items for you to consider so that you can make an informed decision as to when you will retire for your Social Security benefits. Well, most people know that you can actually retire at age 62. But should you? Well, let's take a look at this. About 30% of all people actually do. In fact, age 62 is the most popular age for first-time beneficiaries. Doesn't necessarily make it the right decision for you. Remember that when you file at age 62, or when you file early for Social Security, and early being any time before your full retirement age, or full age 67, we'll say. When you file at age 62, if your full retirement age is age 67, you're only going to receive about 70% of what you would have received if you would have waited just a few years longer. Now, what does that mean? Well, in practical terms, let's say your full retirement benefit, or the benefit you receive at age 67, is scheduled to be $3,000 a month. That means at age 62, if you file early, you're only going to receive $2,100 a month. And that amount, or that reduction, is going to follow you throughout your retirement. Now, what do I mean when I say that? Remember, once you receive Social Security, every year the Social Security Administration will apply a cost of living adjustment to whatever your benefits are at the time. So if you are filing early and you receive $2,100 a month, and we'll say hypothetically there's a 3% cost of living adjustment, that 3% is going to be applied at the lower amounts. Not a dollar increase, it's a percentage increase. And that means your monthly income would go up to about $63 a month. Whereas if you waited or received a full retirement benefit of $3,000 a month, that increase would be $90 a month. So there's a gap between the two that only increases as time goes on. Now let's take another look at this, or let's give an example. Let's say, for example, that at age 62, you look at your Social Security statement and you read that your full retirement benefit, or the benefit you would receive at age 67, would be $3,000 a month. But you decide that maybe you want to take it at age 62, so you'll receive 70% less. What happens over the years? Well, if we roll up the calendar, or we go 10 years, we'll say, we'll roll it forward. At age 72, with a 3% cost of living adjustment every year, if you file early at age 62, then at age 72, that benefit is only $2,822 a month. Whereas if you waited until age 67, your monthly benefit would be more than $4,000 a month. That's a big difference. And that's going to be a big difference, especially when you consider the survivor benefit. Now, what does that mean? If you are the higher earner in a marriage, so you're married and you are the higher earner, when you pass, your surviving spouse will receive your benefit and your benefit will replace your surviving spouse. It won't be in addition to, but it will be in place of. So in other words, if you are the higher earner and you file early in Social Security at age 62, and we'll just kind of keep those same numbers going, you receive $2,100 a month, there's a 3% cost of living adjustment, and you pass away at age 72, your surviving spouse would receive whatever benefit you were receiving at that time, which would be just over $2,800. Whereas if you waited a few years to age 67 and applied for Social Security, at age 72, your benefit would have been $4,000 a month. And if you passed at age 72, your surviving spouse, instead of receiving $2,800 a month, would receive just over $4,000 a month in surviving spouse benefits. And again, that's not in addition to what he or she was making, that is in replacement of what he or she is making. In my opinion, considering the surviving spouse, especially if you are the higher earner in a marriage, is probably one of the most important considerations to make as you think about when you want to file for Social Security. Well, what if you continue to work? I once had a client that wanted to do just that. He wanted to take Social Security at age 62 and continue working. What he wasn't aware of is that Social Security really doesn't want you to do that. And so they have what's called an earnings test for those who file early before their full retirement age and continue to work. The earnings test is an amount that you can earn in a calendar year, and any amount that you earn over that is going to have a reduction of what your benefits. And the reductions are $1 for every $2 over the earnings test amount that you earn in a calendar year. Now let me unpack that a little bit. In 2025, the earnings test is $23,400 for the year. For every $2 that you earn over $23,400, what you receive from Social Security will be withheld, not go away, it'll be suspended by $1. For example, let's say you file early at age 62 for Social Security and you continue to work and you make $80,000. Well, if you make $80,000, then you're $56,600 over the earnings test. Earnings test is set at $23,400. The test would be how much over are you, and you are $56,000 over. Because of that, remember your amount that you receive from Social Security will be reduced by $1 for every $2 over the earnings test amount. Social Security will withhold $28,300 from you because of your earnings if you file early. It will not go away, it will be suspended. You'll receive that after your full retirement age, but you will not benefit from that up until that time. And also because you filed early, remember I talked about a permanent reduction? That permanent reduction will continue to follow you because you've already filed. Now, does that mean you shouldn't do it? Well, again, one size doesn't necessarily fit all, right? If your health is such, you have a severe health issue, it may make sense for you to file early. Or if you have a life expectancy that's fairly short because of family history or something else, once again, filing early may be the right decision for you. Or quite frankly, you may just need the money to get by. And if so, filing early should be something that you consider. Also, if you are in a marriage and you are the lower earning spouse, then filing early may be something that's going to work out for you. So the first thing to consider when to file for Social Security, you can file it as early as age 62. If you're born in or after 1960, your full retirement age is age 67. That's the time when Social Security said that you qualify for your full retirement benefit. But you do not need to file at age 67. You can actually delay filing for as late as age 70, and yet only about 10% of all people do this. If you delay filing, you will receive a delayed retirement credit of 8% a year. Now that means, again, hypothetically, if your full retirement age is age 67, then you take advantage of the delayed retirement credit and wait until age 70. Your monthly benefit, your annual benefit, is going to be 24% higher than what it would have been had you filed at your full retirement age. So full retirement age is age 67, and you feel like you're still in pretty good health and you enjoy working, you enjoy what you're doing. Every year that you delay up to age 70 would increase your monthly benefit for as much as, so it could be as high as 24% more than what you would have received at age 67. Now again, what does that mean? It means at age 70, at age 72, instead of receiving $4,000 or just over $4,000 a month, you'd receive almost $5,000, just under $5,000 a month by waiting until age 70. That also means that your survivor benefit is going to increase as well. Now why? Because the survivor benefit is going to apply to the higher earner, the amount that the higher earner is actually receiving from Social Security at the time of their passing. So again, if your the higher earner and you delay receiving Social Security benefits and you pass at age 72, you would be receiving $5,000 a month, whereas if you were at full retirement age, your surviving spouse would receive $4,000 a month, whereas if you filed early, your surviving spouse would have received $2,800 a month. So the survivor benefit, is based on what is the higher earner, in this case, is receiving at the time of his or her passing. And again, it's not in addition to, but it is in replacement of whatever the surviving spouse was making. So what are some considerations? Well, do you want to keep working? Maybe you like what you're doing, it's rewarding, you're self-employed, there's no reason for you to file at age 67. You may want to consider waiting until age 70. Maybe you have other sources of income. So for example, there could be a rental income, you could have a pension, you could have a 401k or other retirement income that you could draw from instead of taking Social Security. And again, that's going to be a math problem and consideration. It may benefit you to delay filing for Social Security and take the retirement or the delayed credit. What is your overall health like? If you have a family history of longevity, or if you feel like you could live into your 80s and 90s, again, it may make sense for you to wait and take advantage of the retirement credit. So what happens though if you make a mistake? Especially if you file early. What happens if you file at age 62 and then realize that you've made a mistake? Can you get out of it? Well, the answer is yes, sort of. You can, but you must file a withdrawal from Social Security in the first 12 months. So in other words, if you filed for Social Security and received it in January, you have to file a withdrawal by December. You also have to pay back everything that you've earned through Social Security at that time, including, if this is in your case, whatever Social Security has taken out by making Medicare payments. And when it's time when you're ready to apply for Social Security again, you have to reapply. You have to start all over again. Well, how do you apply? Well, there are three ways. Social Security makes it pretty easy. Number one, you can go online at ssa.gov. Number two, you can do it on the phone at 800-772-1213, or you can actually go to your local Social Security office and somebody there will help you. Well, I'm Paul. I'm with Clearstone Wealth Management. We help people think through, plan for, and live through their retirement. And if you need any help with this, I'd be happy to have a conversation with you. Here's my contact information. Otherwise, I hope this was helpful to you as you plan for your retirement. It's important for you, again, to consider all of the ramifications of when to file for Social Security. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.